ignoring reality does not change the situation, and it does not make it any better. When people say that the receivers on the Ravens it's the worst receiving core in the NFL, and it's definitely the worst receiving core out of any playoff caliber team. Again, nobody's saying this because we want it to be true. Nobody's saying this because we hate these players. People are just simply saying this because it's the truth. Recently, Torrey Smith, he came out and he said if Lamar had him being Torrey Smith, Anquan Bolden, Jacoby Jones, and also I'm gonna add in Dennis Pitta and Ray Rice in his prime, that Lamar wouldn't be running around as much as he is. Now, obviously, I still think Lamar would still be running a bit, but we all know that's 100% true, and we all know what Torrey is really trying to say there. What it really boils down to, what he's really saying there is these receivers aren't that good. Like, it's really just, again, it's just the reality of the situation. Now, if you want, you could say it's not all their fault. They're not getting enough opportunity, and that's fair, right? Because there's some games where they're only throwing the ball like 20 times in the whole game. And then you could say, hey, there's sometimes Lamar misses them on passes. Yes, that's true. But then that adds a bigger strain on the fact that they're only throwing the ball 20 times a game sometimes. So when somebody like Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen is throwing the ball 60 times, of course the receivers get more opportunities, and of course those misses that they throw don't matter as much. But that still does not change the fact that these receivers do not stack up with the receivers that you see on these other teams like the Bills. Even it's so weird that you could still argue the Chiefs receivers are still better than us. Like it should not be that way, but again, it's just not looking good. Because again, you got teams like the Dolphins, you got teams. You could argue the Bears have already surpassed us just from getting Chase Claypool. You could think Chase Claypool is as mediocre as could be, but guess what? He's still better than who we have right now. If he came into the picture on our team, he still would have been the number one option right now. And I wanted to do a video about, Torrey calling this out and all that because of the fact that recently, Odell Beckham Jr. was supposed to be cleared. I don't know if it officially happened yet or not. I'm assuming it did, because it was supposed to be like a good week or two ago where they said he should be cleared to play. He still hasn't signed yet. I'm still hoping that a miracle happens and he signs with the Ravens. And it's a shame that I even have to refer to it as a miracle, because it's not going to take some sort of magical divine intervention to make it happen. It's simply going to boil down to, are the Ravens willing to pay a reasonable price to go out there and get him?